All right. Now, moving on, we have a presentation from Jason Hayes and the Mackinac Center. Come on up. But before you begin, I want to center our focus a little bit after those two bills. This committee has a responsibility to ensure Michigan energy policy is really grounded in reality. As we continue to evaluate Michigan's energy future, this committee must be clear-eyed about the risks we potentially face as we continue down the path of politically driven energy mandates here in the state. Just a few days ago, MISO ordered energy emergency rolling blackouts across southeast Louisiana. With only a 3-minute notice, utilities were forced to shut off power to more than 100,000 customers. And why? Because the grid couldn't keep up with rising demand during a period of intense heat that we sometimes experience here in Michigan as well. The warning is clear: when generation supply can't meet demand, reliability fails, and it fails fast. This isn't a theoretical problem. It's happening right now all across the country and definitely in our state, and it's going to get worse if we pursue aggressive net zero policies without the firm generation to back this up. With that, I would like to welcome Jason. Start whenever you're ready.
All right. Thank you, Rep. Wenzel, Chair Wenzel, and the other members of the committee. Appreciate you for allowing me to speak on this topic, the dangers or the costs of net zero for the state of Michigan. And I was told this would advance the slides. Does not appear to be doing so. I'll try this. No. Oh, there we go. It just needed to be selected. So what I'm going to go through here quickly is, what is net zero? What does it look like in real life? Is clean energy really clean? Is it really just? We keep hearing about these terms, clean and just. What is the cost of net zero? We're preparing a study, will be published in a few weeks. You guys are getting kind of a preview of the findings of this study. We'll look at our two scenarios that we ran, the wind solar battery scenario and the lower cost decarbonization scenario. And then we'll conclude with push to balance environment and economics. So what is it that net zero is trying to accomplish? It's basically, as I'm sure many of you know, driven by Governor Whitmer's My Healthy Climate Plan, which commits the state to 100% economy-wide net zero carbon neutrality by 2050. It also, as many of you voted on this bill, Public Act 235 of 2023, requires that the state gets 60% of its electricity supply from, in quotes, renewable sources by 2035 and 100% clean sources by 2040. Now, it does allow in those clean sources the nuclear and also natural gas with carbon capture and storage. One aspect of that carbon capture and storage thing is that while across the planet there have been several CCS systems designed to achieve 90% carbon capture, none of them have actually done it yet. So on a consistent, ongoing basis, they have not accomplished that 90% carbon capture. So by 2040, if the system doesn't, or if that technology does not improve, we're going to have trouble meeting that goal. So what does net zero look like in reality? If you look to the people whose job it is to manage and maintain our grid, the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, MISO for short, Todd Ramey, who's one of the senior vice presidents at MISO, testified before a federal House Energy Committee hearing about 1.5 years ago, and he explained that controllable dispatchable resources, which by that he means coal, natural gas, and to some extent nuclear, are being retired and replaced primarily with weather-dependent, non-dispatchable and variable generation sources. By that, he means primarily wind and solar. And those variable generation types we're doing that to achieve carbon reduction goals. But he goes on to add that weather-dependent generators are increasing reliability risks. We just heard Chair Wenzel explain one example of those risks. In our study, we also quoted several others. There's quotes from FERC commissioners, the Federal Energy Reliability Commission. There's quotes from NERC employees, the National Electric Reliability Corporation, They also explained those same sorts of shortages and problems. So another one, Todd Ramey's boss, John Baer, the CEO of MISO, explained in a publication that MISO put out early last year, where they said, Baer explained that the transition that's underway to get to a decarbonized end state is posing material adverse challenges to electric reliability. So we're hearing it from MISO, we're hearing it from other RTOs and ISOs, the grid operators, regional grid operators in PJM, we're hearing it in New England ISO, we're hearing it in ERCOT, the Southwest Power Pool, we're hearing several of them all say this exact same thing.